you see that there are some measures, there cannot be supporters in the stands anymore. But yeah, the games are just going on and we're going good right now. So everything is positive.
Yeah, so I just want to give a shout out to your PR lady for setting this up, this interview. So thank you to her for this. Obviously, I wanted to bring you on the show because you're a great player. So everybody needs to know about your story, and obviously, women's soccer is big time now. So I'm trying to spread the word, help you guys out in women's soccer. So, but
Thank you very much.
yeah. So my first question here for you: when did you get interested in playing soccer, and who did you look up to while growing up, and who was your biggest influencer in choosing soccer?
Okay. I started when I was 8 years old. I did a lot of other sports before. I did some tennis. I had swimming lessons. I had to do everything, like from swimming lessons before I could start another sport. That was my mom's story. She said, first you're swimming and then other sports. So, but when I was 8, I started to play football. My biggest influencer, I think, is Edwin van der Sar, the Dutch goalkeeper. And my biggest example is him as well, because I already always looked at him as a character. Like I saw like how is he as a player and how is he as a person. And I really enjoyed looking at him playing.
Hmm. So what was your experience like playing soccer in high school and college? What did you learn from high school and then moving into college and then to the pros?
Yeah, in the Netherlands, it's not like that. So in Europe, it's not like that you go to high school and that you play there. Like in the Netherlands and in Europe, it's more like club wise. So you play for a club, then you just grow. So first you're putting in a certain age category. Now, when I was going to play, women's football was very small. So I was just put into an age category of 9-year-olds till 12. So for me, that was basically already one age group too high.
Mm-hmm.
But I just fitted in and I was just running around on the midfield. I wasn't the goalkeeper at that moment. Just running around, tried to scored a lot of goals, just like chasing the ball like a madman. And yeah, after that, they saw when I was 12, they saw that I had some talent. They sent me to a soccer school, so a goalkeeper school on Sunday, every Sunday at 8
Wow.
for 4 years. I went there straight up. It didn't matter, snow, cold, rain, sun. My mom was there with me all the time. We trained a lot, worked a lot. I grew more when I was 13, I thought. I was playing for the first team of the first women's team of the club as a goalkeeper. So as their first goalkeeper too. That was then third division. So for me, I'm 13, I'm 145, and it's like I'm very small. And they say, oh, there's such a small goalkeeper. But then they saw that that small goalkeeper could jump. And then I got scouted for another club and went my way up like that. And when I was 17, I went to, and then I was a professional player.
Oh wow. So obviously, before we get to your Netherlands experience, what other positions did you play in soccer before setting on goalkeeper?
You have a notebook because I'm going to give you a list. I played first as number 10, really attacking number 10. Then I played as a winger, left winger, because I'm left-footed, right-handed, so a little crazy. Then I went as left back, center back, and then in the goal. Just because I was trying to find my position where I could find the most joy and happiness and pleasure out of football. And I noticed, I basically knew already when I was very young, because I always asked for Christmas if I could have new gloves or something like that. You know, like I was always wearing gloves, even though I was not a goalkeeper yet. And then my mom said already, I knew already that you would be a goalkeeper just because how you are. And then when I was, I think 9, something like that, 9 or almost 10, they asked me, you know, when you're in a youth team, they just don't have like one set on goalkeeper. So it's always changing. And at that point, the goalkeeper that should play, she wasn't there. And then he asked who want to be. And then a very, very tiny finger went up from me. And I said, I want to be in the goal. And after I did such a great job that I never left. And basically, it was a funny story because I was very small and my trainer was 2 meters something.
Hmm.
And I was a very shy kid, very, very shy. So I came after the pitch to my mom. I was so happy. And she says, "Oh, you're so happy. What happened?" She said, and then I said, "I don't want to be a field player anymore. I want to be a goalkeeper."
Hmm.
Then my mom said, "Oh, go and tell the trainer." And I was like, "No, no, no, I'm scared. You have to do it." And then like basically she did it. So she went over there. I went holding her hand, and then she said like, okay, she wants to be in the goal. And then he came down on his knees. He said to me like, "Oh, you really want to be in the goal?" And I said yes. And then since then I never left.
Hmm. Wow. So going into Netherlands experience, what was it like playing over there? Learning from your teammates and your coaching staff to become a better soccer player.
In the Netherlands, I think, of course, it's close to home and it's familiar. I speak the language, so everything is like fine, and that's how you grow the most. So, for example, my teammates, I learned a lot because I had to grow up very fast. I was 13 when I had the first experience in the first women's team of my club at that moment. So I had to grow up a lot fast. So, but that was good for me too. Like I liked it. I liked playing around with the older girls, and then it was just for my benefit only. With my coaches, I always had like positive encounters with my coaches, especially the ones with the academy where I went to for the goalkeepers. He made me grow so much, and he was the one that actually like everybody believed in me. For example, I have so much support from my family and from my home and my friends. Everybody believes in me, but that guy really pushed me to the limit. I was always training with the boys. He was always trying to make me better than the boys, and then he was just such encouragement for me.
Hmm. So take me back to the process where you had obviously you chose AC Milan, but what was the process like? How many teams were interested in you, and what led you made you to choose AC Milan as your next team, and how long was the process like?
Yeah. The process was not too long. When I heard they were interested in me, I was, of course, very, very excited already. AC Milan, big club, a good name. They're doing good in the league right now. So we have good perspectives of where we want to be and what the goals are for this season. Um, yeah, there were a lot of teams interested. I could have stayed with my old club, didn't want that.
Hmm.
Just like I want to step forward, and I think AC Milan was that step forward. Right now, we're in a great environment, very good facilities, very good staff. Everything is just like on its place, and football focuses first.
Hmm. How tough was it leaving your old team though? Was it tough? But obviously you wanted a new opportunity. But how tough was it leaving your old team?
Because of Corona, like we couldn't really say goodbye to each other, so that was kind of tough. Especially like I have one really good friend there, so it was hard for me to say like goodbye to her because we didn't really say goodbye. We don't know when we would see each other again, or when you would ever see each other again. But then thank God there's FaceTime and you can call, and there's nothing, like everything will be fine. But as well, yeah, it's just a tough decision.
Hmm. So obviously during this tough time, what have you guys been doing? Did they give you any updates when the season will start for you guys?
The season already started.
Okay.
Our upcoming game is our fourth game. So
Hmm.
our upcoming game is against Juve. We played against Juventus on the 4th of October in San Siro in the big stadium. So that's exciting. The season is going well. So we're only having positive thoughts, and everything is going fine with Corona. I think in Italy they have Corona good under control right now. So we're only happy to be able to play again after 5 months sitting inside.
Yeah. Yeah. So how weird is it not seeing fans in the stadium? Because I feel like soccer feeds all the soccer players feed off the fans. So how weird is it not playing in front of fans right now?
It's kind of hard because yeah, I think it's always nice to have that environment, to have that atmosphere of a feeling that there are people cheering for you going. But I have to be honest, our fans are pretty creative of how to find a way to still let us know that they're there and that they are supporting us. But yeah, for example, it's not like men's football that you have full stadiums. Like it's always women's football, and that point is that there are some moments that there are full stadiums, but it's rare, but always those little crowds or the crowds that we get here. I don't know yet how many people are coming, but for what I already saw when we play against San Marino, it was crazy how many people are already finding a way to still watch our game live.
Hmm. So obviously you guys are 4 games in or 3 games in. So what's your what do you like about the team so far, and what's your goals for yourself during the season? But what do you like about the team so far?
So far, we're a really tight team. So you don't see that much really when there are like a lot of internationals or like a lot of Italians, for example. But our team is really like we're open to anybody.
Hmm.
So it's easy to get in and to be a tight team. So we will fight for each other. You see that on the field. We will fight for each other. If somebody makes a mistake, I'm going to fix it. For example, it's never oh, it's your mistake, so you fix your stuff. But for example, we're very strong. We have good players, good individuals, and as a team, we're even stronger too. So we just complement each other in every way. So I think that's a good thing. And we're open to learn. Nobody's cocky. Nobody's like, oh, look at me. I'm having this name. I'm like that. So no, we're all humble and we're all willing to sacrifice anything for the team.
Hmm. So obviously, when you guys are not playing, and you guys are obviously in your own homes, but how often do you guys do like Zoom calls just to see how the teammates are doing? If like when you're not playing games, do you guys do Zoom calls?
Not really. We don't do that because we're just like we see each other every day. To be honest, we see each other every day. We eat with each other every day after training. We see each other so much that when we go home, we go home. You do your own thing. Sometimes you go grab a coffee with somebody. We're in Italy, a coffee country. So yeah, you just meet your teammates outside of the field. But yeah, after I see you next morning again, so it's fine. Like I don't have to call you. It's fine.
Yeah. So what do you like about the city of Italy so far? Obviously, whenever players change teams, is a tough transition. But was it a tough one for you, or easy transition going to a different country?
It's always, I think right now it was for me tough just because my sister just got a baby. It's her
Congrats.
firstborn, and thanks. And for me, I got really attached to him, and of course it's a baby. So you're like, I think this transition was really was tough on me. But then, yeah, they're not far, the Netherlands is not that far. They can come whenever they want. Um, so that's fine. But yeah, I think going from home and going to another country is always hard, but it depends how you are and how you are standing in it. Like, are you thinking, oh, I wish I could be home, I wish I could be this, wish I could be that? No, that's not going to work. You always have to be open for a new environment because this is your dream. Millions of people are dreaming about your job and you're just doing it. So be grateful, be happy, and live up to it.
Yeah. So obviously, you have when is your next game, by the way, for the
4th of October.
Okay. So speaking of training, what do you guys focus on mainly, especially for you to become a better soccer player? And what do you guys train? How long do you guys train a day and to get ready for the game?
We train. We train every day, except for the day after the game. For example, then we don't train. Then we're off. But normally our trainings are 2 hours, 2 hours and a half, maybe sometimes. And then in front of the game, it's like an hour 15, something like that. Just to get that activation in front of a game, to get your mind straight, have fun, be together. That's mainly the purpose. But the trainings are 2.5 hours. Yeah, they're tough. I have to say that. Like first when I came, they were tough, especially after Corona. I was training in the Netherlands. I was definitely training. I was training with under 19 boys, so I thought I was preparing pretty good. Then I came here. The heat came. Everything came. Mosquitoes, heat. For me is a combination. Especially the mosquitoes in my nose, in my ears, my mouth. I couldn't handle that. But yeah, you learn, and then you just grow. That's the only thing. You grow, and right now our main focus to win the games. That's our priority, winning the games, because then everything is up to us. Every game is up to us. We win, we win.
So for you, for yourself, what do you mainly focus on though, for you to become a better soccer player?
My focus right now, I think it's just the all-round things, just the little details to get those completely done, and then be ready for the national team. Maybe that's maybe the next step. I would love that. I would love to be on the national team. So we have to wait and see.
Yeah. So what advice would you give these young kids or that want to play soccer? And then what advice would you give them if they want to get into the goalkeeper position?
And to a goalkeeper, you don't have to be afraid. Don't be afraid of the ball, because that's the most important, I think. Goalkeepers, they say goalkeepers are a little crazy because you just toss your body in front of a ball. Um, yeah, they're a little crazy, but fun crazy, like you have to get that position too. You have to be brave. You have to be willing to catch that ball. And if you like to fly, that's how I say, if you like to fly, you should be a goalkeeper, because I love those dives. I love to save the ball from the far corner. I love all of that.
Hmm. So how many goals have you saved so far in your career?
Saved so far. Ooh, I think a lot.
Yeah.
I'm playing for 17 years. And sometimes if you look for last season, for example, to the Barcelona game that I played against Barcelona, I saved already, I think I had at least 18 saves that game.
Hmm.
So if you go on for 17 years like that, okay, of course you don't have all interesting games. Like sometimes your team is so strong that they don't even come near to you, so you can have a book and a cup of tea and you're fine. But no, I think it's hundreds already.
What's your pregame music that you listen to before heading into a game?
My pre-game music. I'm a little old school girl. I like the old school R&B, the Zeros R&B. So I'm listening to that. Zeros hip hop. I love a good throwback.
Hmm.
So I like that. And then you have some Dutch songs that I love too. And I'm just playing with my headphones on because nobody here is understanding them anyway. So.
Favorite food in Italy?
Favorite food in Italy? I think pizza for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do here with the pizza, but it's different than everywhere else. I promise you.
What is your most memorable game that you played in Netherlands?
In the Netherlands, I have to think for a second. The most memorable game. Phew. I think it was with my semi-pro team. Yeah, with my semi-pro team against another semi-pro team, the latest called. I had a lot of saves that game and a lot of sprints that I came out of my goal, and that they have actually footage. It's on my Instagram of that game.
Hmm.
That was one of the first games that that they were filming us during the game, so it was like for all of us was special. But yeah, that was, I think that was the one. Or you have against VV Alkmaar, that's a professional team. Then I had some good saves too, and was a nice match too. Still lost though, but I think I had a very good game.
So outside of playing soccer, what else do you like to do?
Um, I like to go out with my friends, have a coffee, go to the movies or something like that. I like to work on my school. I'm in my last year of college right now, studying for my bachelor degree. Um, and I just love to go out, here just to walk in park, go into the city center of Milan, go to Duomo, go to see the cathedral, like everything is so nice here. It's just we're so close to the city center. So
Hmm. Has any MLS players given you advice, or any other women soccer players given you advice throughout your career?
I think for sure, like the soccer players were always talking among each other about what's happening, how your career is going, if you have steps like that you want to make or that you're discussing. So that's always going on. But that's just my friends, because my friends are the soccer players. It's very simple.
So the last thing here before I let you go, would you like to say anything to all the nurses, doctors, and essential workers?
Yeah, for sure. I want to say thank you for all the hard work and all the hours that you put into. You've done a great effort and keep going. And we appreciate everything that you do. So thank you.
Yeah, well said. And thank you, Selena Babb, goalkeeper for AC Milan, for joining my podcast today, the NR Hour edition. I'll be posting this on all social media formats so people see this, and I'll send it. I'll send you the link by email too, so you can see it. And then your PR lady, I'll send it to her. So keep up the great work, keep working hard, and good luck on your next game. And obviously, AC Milan, top soccer team in my opinion. So just keep working hard. You're a great player. But you and your family stay safe.
You too. Thank you very much.
Anytime.